Hi, Cesar. Congratulations on the fifth season of Better Human, Better Dog. Now, obviously, you've been on television showing your work with dogs for over 20 years. But were there any new challenges this season, cases that you hadn't seen before, or that really kind of stumped you since you are such an expert?
I done aggression, I done fear, I done fight, flight, avoidance. That's how I can summarize, the problems. Obviously, fight is aggression, flight is fear, and avoidance is what the dog doesn't listen to me, it destroys the house, right? But this season, I get to meet a dog named Brunello. The lady went into this relationship, wanted to have a dog with some issues, some kind of handicap issues. So she chose a beautiful white boxer, and this boxer developed blindness and deaf, and also had a neurological problem, but also developed aggression. So imagine those three obstacles before I get to aggression, right? So all the dogs that I have rehabilitated, they didn't have any handicap on them, right? So definitely Brunello is going to be in the biggest accomplishment that I have, help a dog with problems, genetical problems, and then the blindness and the deafness. Definitely something that I'm very proud, and it took this long, right, for me to meet someone like Brunello, right? Because I'm about to be 55, so I have to create this beautiful energy throughout the years, this beautiful philosophy and the actions for me to meet such a challenge. But I did it.
Yeah, you did it. I saw that episode. It was a beautiful episode, and you got quite emotional in that episode. How often is it that a dog's story or a case really touches your heart like that?
Well, there is the special ones, just like people. Some people are very special and they touch your heart, they touch your spirit, they touch your instinct, they touch your mind. And so in the dog world, it's the same, right? Because they come to you for you to move certain energy, for you to grow, right? And Brunello definitely tapped into my heart, right? Because I was crying. I don't know why I'm crying, I say, but I needed to cry. So he triggered that. I trigger his well-being, and he triggers this cleanse that I get every once in a while with dogs. I connect in a spiritual way, I connect in an instinctual way, and emotional, and then mental. So I do have a process of how I connect, and because of that, I allow myself to be vulnerable to them, and then they do something for me, and I do something for them. So it's a mutual help. So once I need it, that's the beautiful part is once I need to move energy, that specific dog comes into my life. I get to help, he get to help me.
Now you're coming into your fifth season on this show. A lot of people knew you as the dog whisperer, but one of the things I love about your current show is that the title tells you everything that the human, the owner, needs to be trained as well. Better human, better dog. Have you found a lot more success, or are you hearing a lot more stories about people becoming better dog owners, or unlocking kind of the tricks with their own pets because of this show and because the title makes it very clear, like you as the human are the one who's going to learn here, and you're going to learn to behave with your dog?
When I started, people were told to train the dog. So that's what that human 20 years ago used to think about it. And then I come into the picture and say, no, it's not the dog, it's the human behind the dog. So I became the guy who changed the way we think about it, right? So it took a long time for people to say, you're right. If my energy is wrong, my philosophy is wrong, and my actions are wrong, what can I expect out of my dog? So I have to become a better human, right? So that means I have to pay attention to my energy, to my way of thinking, and to my actions. But that took a long time because everybody were trained to send the dog away. Somebody will fix it for you, and then like a refrigerator. So it's almost like a human learned to think that dog was an accessory or some kind of mechanical thing, and you send them away. But now the people are more aware. Yeah, my energy does affect my home. My energy does affect my relationship. My energy also block manifestation. So now people are listening from all places. And I've been doing this, I've been saying it, I train humans rehabilitate dogs for 20 years. So we're in a good time where humans are taking responsibility, especially with dogs, because they don't rationalize. So I think we're in a good time, 2024, where humans are taking full responsibility of why the dog misbehaved.
Now, with the Brunello episode, which is the season premiere, the owner mentions that she had worked with several professional dog trainers before you came into the picture, and you were kind of the first one to be able to pinpoint, like, oh, there's some issues with how he's perceiving the world, and get those things addressed. How often do you find that the people who come to you looking for help have already tried another dog trainer that maybe wasn't the right fit?
But the thing is, even you as a human being, if you have some other things that are blocking you, you don't need training, you don't need healing. You need to be healed. You're right. Your spirit needs to be healed. Your body needs to be healed. Your heart needs to be healed. And then your mind gets healed. And then you get clear. So what that means is you achieve trust, respect, love to you. Then you can be trained, right? So when the dog doesn't feel trust, when the dog doesn't feel respected, he's not going to feel the love. So how in the world is going to learn anything when he's not feeling the basics of life, right? So because I'm always going, no, trust first, respect second, love third, trust, respect, love, right? And then the dog is like, oh, this human knows eyes, ears. This human knows that I need silence. This human knows that I need calmness. So I provide the energies that allows the dog to feel safe, right? And so in order for you to learn as a kid, you need to feel safe, peace, love, and then you can be wondering, what else can I learn? Same thing with a dog, right? So if you skip the spirit, the instinct, and the heart, and then you just want the mind to listen, the dog is going to say, no, this doesn't work for me. Maybe it works for humans, but that does not work for me.
Decades into your career as a professional dog trainer, are there still things that you're learning as you interact with these dogs? Or because, like, one of the things with the Brunello episode that I found really interesting was the chain leash was part of what was feeding Brunello's anxiety as they were going out on these walks.
It's funny, right? Because he was 80% deaf, but he could hear that specific sound, and that specific sound throw him into this aggression, right? He will be blind, grabbing, anything. He will grab anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. He will hurt himself. And so that's something that I always done, right? To be aware, to be in tune. I live in a ranch, so I spend a lot of time in silence and calmness. So those little things that an animal needs to be seen, we need to see it in order for us to help them. What triggers? Because they're so sensitive, the little things trigger. So if I live in the city, I'm not going to be able to see that because I'm going to be overwhelmed by what the dog gets overwhelmed with. And so that to me is more like I'm learning more how to help. For example, if I go to different parts of the world, I'm learning more about humans, because humans also get learned through tradition. Like the Germans didn't learn different than the English. The English learn different than the Singaporeans, right? I'm going to teach the same thing, but it has to be different with the dog. Even if a dog lives in Russia, it's the same. I'm just going to, communicate, connect, have a good relationship, but I don't have to learn Russian, and I don't have to learn traditions. You see it? So what I am learning, because better human, better planet, better human, better dog, is how to help the whole world. And the whole world is influenced by his own traditions. So that's
Yeah.
what I am right now, how to become a better human whisper.
Thank you very much for your time, and congratulations again on season 5. And thank you for dedicating your life to making us all better humans, so that we can get along better with our dogs.
Thank you.